Welcome back to the dojo, everybody. This is True Talk with True Motion, where a couple of guys talk about how to make the world a better place and hopefully make your day a little bit better in the process. My name is Mark, and we have some special guest hosts in the studio today. I brought my family. So we've got Shanna in the dojo.
Hi, everyone.
We got Maya.
Hello.
And we got Jamin.
Hello.
So this is a special recording because it is on a Monday. Normally we like to record on a Friday. But the only way we could get all of us together is by an act of a national holiday, or a bank holiday, I should say.
Woo!
Yep, it's Columbus Day, so we're here on a Monday. So Shanna and Maya both work in the financial district, and Jamin just happens to have the day off, so it all works. So everybody already knows Shanna, so we don't need to talk about her anymore. So we're going to...
Noted.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But I do have to say, Shanna is the first three-peater guest on the show. We've had a couple of people come on twice, but nobody's come on a third time. So Shanna, congratulations. You're the first three-peat champion on True Talk. Yeah, round of applause.
She's famous.
She is famous, but we're going to have... we're going to introduce the kids, Maya and Jamin. So Maya, kind of like... Tell us your age, where you went to school, what you did in school, what you do for work. Kind of just give a little bit of a recap on what we want people to know about you.
My name is Maya. I went to Olympus High School, and I graduated in 2016.
Okay.
So I'm 26. Super depressing. I had to get insurance for the first time. Do not recommend. 0 out of 10.
There you go.
I was on drill in high school, and I was the captain, which was really exciting. I work at America First Credit Union as a trainer, so I train employees how to do loans. And
So not only that, like you went with the tame title. She's a corporate loan trainer.
I am a corporate loan trainer, but
She
I wanted
wanted-
to leave that out.
She wanted to play it like cool. Like, I'm just a trainer.
I'm just a trainer.
No, corporate loan
Yes,
trainer.
corporate loan trainer.
So that means big stuff. So, but okay. So speaking of drill, okay, you've been dancing for years. Okay, What do you think drill kind of taught you to help you as an adult? Do you think drill taught you anything to help you as an adult?
Oh, yes. Honestly, time management
Okay.
was a huge thing that drill taught me. Being early is on time.
Yes, and being on time is late.
Yes, 15 minutes early is on time.
There you go.
Yeah, having to be to drill at 6 a.m. every day.
Yeah, I remember those days.
And there was times that I had nightmares that I was going to be late. And I woke my mom up
Yeah.
and said, get up, it's time to go to drill. Newsflash, it was 3 o'clock in the morning. So,
Yeah. I remember that, didn't you? You even woke up like on a Sunday or a day
Yeah.
you didn't have drill.
yeah, days I didn't even have drill. I was so scared of being late because we had
Yeah.
to run a mile for every minute we were late
Yeah, that was
I
rough.
did that to mom once.
for school.
Yeah.
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 I
Yeah,
had-
I remember
woke up
that.
on,
You
like, a
woke
Saturday.
up on a Saturday and came in and be like, someone needs to take me to school. It's Saturday. Oh, crap. And you went back to bed.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
went back to sleep.
Okay, so nice. Yeah, I definitely think drill taught a lot of valuable lessons just besides dance.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you still stay in contact with anybody from drill or?
Definitely some of them, yes. We always get together for bridal showers, baby
Yeah,
showers.
I was going to say a lot of your drill mates are popping out little ones.
Yep.
It's weird.
So we are adults, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So we always get together for that stuff.
Okay, nice. Anything else you want people to know about you? Like, what do you like to do for fun?
I'm honestly not that fun now that I'm older,
Okay.
but me and my mom are in a book club
Yeah.
with our grandma, Mark's mom, and our cousin
Yeah,
Haley.
Cousin Haley.
We're in a book club, so that's been fun.
I always say it's their dirty book club. You read some
Sometimes, but
Some
majority of the time it's thriller.
steamy books.
Spooky.
Okay, that's what
We're
call
into
them.
spooky.
Close to 50 Shades of Grey.
Maybe. Yeah.
Anyway,
Remember, talk closer to the mic.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Especially if you want good comments like that to come through. Yeah. So you do a book club. Anything else?
my cute dog Nova, love
Yeah,
her.
Dog mom.
Yep, I'm a dog mom. She just turned 5 Australian Shepherd / Border Collie.
So
Lots of energy and lots of hair.
spastic crackhead energy.
Yep.
Yep. And clumps of fur everywhere.
Everywhere.
You'll be like, who got into a fight? That's just Nova shedding.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, good. So obviously we'll get to know you more throughout the show because we'll be telling a lot of family stories, good or bad. So we'll see how that
Lord.
goes. But Jamin,
Yes.
kind of same sort of thing. Kind of tell the people how old you are, where you went to school, where you work out now.
Oh, so my name is Jamin and all that stuff.
All that stuff. Good.
Neat.
Keep going.
So I'm 20 years old. I work
Almost 21.
Whoop, whoop.
Yep. Almost 21.
Okay.
We're going to El Chihuahua.
Yeah. Going to El Chihuahua to celebrate.
Sure, I guess. I don't know actually where I want to go for my 21st birthday.
Well, that's where we're taking you, but you can go wherever
That
you
would
want
Go
be-
for
multiple
that.
places.
That would be actually a good topic for folks to chime in. And where should we take a
So
newly?
when someone just turns 21, where's some good places for this young man to go? Leave your comments in the
No
comments
clubbing.
below. Yeah, no
no
clubs.
clubbing
We're-
because
we're not.
I don't.
He's
like,
not much of the club person, which is good.
More of dive bars and
Yeah.
fun things to do.
Yeah.
I'm more mellowed. and
More mellowed out. Okay,
keep
so
to
you're
myself.
20, almost 21. Where'd you go to school?
So I went to a lot of different schools actually.
Let's rephrase. Where did you graduate from school?
So I graduated from Spectrum Academy up in South Salt Lake.
Yeah, North. It's weird. They say it's North Salt Lake. No, they say it's South Salt Lake.
North. South.
Did they call
Salt
it
Lake.
North Salt Lake?
Yeah, it's North Salt Lake, but really
It's like
The mailing address says South Salt Lake, but it's like Woods Cross Bountiful.
Yeah, because I feel like
Yeah.
it's basically Woods Cross.
Yeah, it's way out there.
it's far.
Yeah. Okay, so what year did you graduate?
Oh, if I can remember that day.
22.
2022. That's right.
2022 of May 20th.
Yeah. I remember because your mom and I fought because they tried to still have all this, not fought each other. We fought the school because they still tried to pull this, COVID, crazy rules restrictions
Oh yeah,
where
the
it's
COVID-19 guidelines.
we could only have
2?
2 people at his ceremony celebrating his graduation.
Which is crazy because as the sister, I will be there.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, you're out of your mind. I go, do you realize how many people helped him get through high school? And you're going to deny grandparents to get in there? And then they try to tell me, well, we don't have enough money to get chairs. I was like, I will rent all the chairs if we
just
can
for you
have
guys
as
to
many
come
people
along.
as we want to have come.
So, yes, every excuse we had,
We had a solution
Answer,
for them.
yeah.
And then they finally ran out of excuses and fine.
and then they just gave us all the tickets that we needed.
Then they're like, how many tickets do you want? I was like, at least 10.
And then
They're like, all right.
And the
Yeah,
funny
'cause they
part
asked-
is
'cause
they
they
didn't
asked-
even check for tickets.
No, they didn't.
So they didn't even check for tickets. I
No.
forgot about that.
So we
'cause
could
they-
have brought as
'cause
many
they
people as we
apparently called me,
wanted.
too.
Yeah. Okay, so you graduated in 2020. What'd you do in high school at Spectrum?
So I played basketball.
Okay, you're on the basketball team. Nice.
So
What did you have a certain position you played or?
I was more known as the right wing and left wing.
Okay, so you're a wingman.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's a couple of my friends. I know Anakin. Anakin was one of the point guards.
Okay.
And then there was.
Which I should have asked his parents at some point during a game. I should have asked him if they were huge Star Wars fans.
Oh, they
that's,
were.
That's the only reason you would name a kid Anakin. Let's be real, because that's Darth Vader. Okay.
But
Spoiler alert. Sorry if anybody's never seen Star Wars, which the
I
movie's
wouldn't
almost
say
40.
Spoiler
now.
alert, I haven't seen it all the way through.
Really?
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That
Things are
just,
coming out on
Not seen it.
podcasts.
That just hurt. I have.
Well, isn't there 15?
No, there's 9.
There's
Oh,
9.
excuse me, 9.
Well, there's technically 3 originals, and those are really the only ones that matter. Everything else is kind of. Then that's
Iffy.
debatable.
I guess I've
too.
seen the newer ones all the way through, but the OGs, I don't think I've fully seen all the way.
Well, I know what
Oh,
we're doing
Lord.
this weekend. I have
the weekend's
offici-
over. Dang it, we can't watch them.
This coming weekend.
Just kidding.
Yeah, I've officially failed as a parent. This kid hasn't seen Star Wars. What is wrong with you? Jeez. Okay.
Back to Jamin.
Back to Jamin. Oh.
After
Okay, so
hearing
you
that
played
disappointment.
basketball. Where are you working at now?
So I'm working right now at Sprouts Farmers Market as
Okay.
the produce closing person.
Yeah, you're the one that deals with the closing produce people. Nice. Okay, so now same question as Maya. What do you think basketball taught you that helped you as a young adult?
Probably that teamwork is key
Okay.
to success.
Teamwork. Nice. I like it.
I do. I also agree. I
Teamwork.
like
Because basketball, I was like, if you want to to have a good team and all that stuff, you need great communication, great teamwork to get through the games and all that stuff to help each other through like all the hard times and all that stuff.
that. Perfect.
So
Nice. Yeah, but you still got to get a little closer. You're still pretty quiet, dude. Or pull this closer. Okay. I agree. And I'm going to quote the great Jalen Hurts. Teamwork is dream work.
Yes, I second that.
Yeah. Very good. Good answer, dude. Okay. Well, obviously, we already know a little bit about Shannon. But Shannon, you want to chime in and tell everybody anything else? Anything else you're going on?
Anything new, interesting?
Yeah. I think we'll
Someone had some knee surgery not too long ago, so someone's
Uh-oh.
that's new from the last time you were on.
That is new.
So what are some of the challenges you faced with the knee surgery?
I think for me, I found out that I tore my meniscus and my MCL.
No, you sprained your MCL.
Yes, but it was still a tear, a grade 1 tear.
We're air quoting tears.
It's okay. It was not bad enough to be repaired.
It was, yes. So, but you did injure your.
Correct.
You did injure it.
I think for me the hardest is the unrealistic expectations, because you see on TV, I'm a huge sports person, so you see these athletes tear their MCL, tear their meniscus, and then, they're either out for the season or they're out for a few games, and you have this unrealistic expectation of how you think
Rehab's going to go.
yeah. And I have to remind myself I'm in my 40s. I'm not in my 20s.
No
I'm not a
way.
professional athlete. So I feel like that was the hardest, was just kind of like I thought that I would bounce back a lot faster.
Yeah, and also didn't help that I think how the nurses and surgeon phrase certain things skewed your view of it as well, because they said like, oh, you'll be great by Monday. I think if they said, hey, you should be able to stand up on Monday, like, okay, I'm doing great. I was able to stand up on my own with relatively little trouble. But the way because the way they kept talking to you is, in my mind as well, they're like, damn, Shannon's going to be walking around like crazy on Monday, like 5 days after surgery. No, that's not realistic expectations. But yet the doctor made it sound like, oh, I'll be perfectly healed by Monday. And the nurses are like, oh, you're going to do great. You'll be fine by Monday. Monday came and was like, I'm not doing very good.
Correct. And I think that's kind of it as well. I'd never had a surgery before, and they're like, this is like the easiest surgery. Like, you'll be in and out. Surgery was only like 20 minutes.
Yeah, in terms of surgery,
they're like,
it's
this
a
is like
good
the
starter one.
Correct.
But that doesn't mean rehab and recovery is any less difficult.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I will tell you, be light and be generous to those athletes when they are taking out a season. So
when they're they injured their big toe and they're done for the year, be like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. So I really have gained a lot of respect for the Minnesota Vikings quarterback, because him and I tore that at the same time, had surgery like 2 days apart, and
He's out for the season.
He's out for the season. And
Yeah.
I know why, because I still am struggling pivoting.
Yeah.
And you can't pivot a football and throw a football. So that's what I think I learned too is.
Yeah, even Mike Trout. You know Mike Trout, right?
Yeah.
The 3 or 4 time Major League MVP.
I think he also tore his meniscus.
He tore his meniscus and shut him down for the season too.
So yeah, I've learned to be patient with the athletes, that it's definitely harder. So yeah, that's what I think I learned was recovery. I'm 7 weeks out. So
which is still not very long in the grand scheme of things.
Correct.
Yeah. Even though you're like, it's 7 weeks.
And my advice to all the listeners would be, if you think something is wrong, I have been saying for a while that I thought something was wrong and I kept ignoring it and ignoring it and ignoring it. If you feel like something's wrong, something doesn't feel right, definitely go get it checked out. Don't
wait.
Don't wait.
Yeah, listen to your bodies.
Yeah.
Absolutely listen to your bodies. But as we get older, everything sounds like it's broken. So at least for me, I wake up and it's like, oh, I'm paralyzed because I slept wrong. I didn't break my back. I'm okay. But definitely.
It feels like it.
Yeah, sometimes you wake up
sometimes
and you
it's
just
rough.
feel like you've been hit by a truck. And then sometimes you feel like you got a good night's sleep. So,
yeah, that's me, friends.
yeah. It's funny because as you get older, you think injuries will happen when you're like picking up something really heavy or like someone ran into you or something. Now I fear sneezing too hard, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I pulled a muscle in my back, or you lean and turn your head the wrong way, and you're like, oh, my neck.
And Mom's was from the dogs.
Yeah, a dog clipped her leg, and tore her meniscus. So
Watch out for dogs.
yeah, watch out for doggies. So, but yeah, so that's a little bit about the family. Now we're just going to kind of do, instead of doing a weekly recap like Stephen and I would normally do because we record on a Friday, we're going to do a weekend recap. So we'll start with Jamin. Jamin, I know you worked a lot this weekend, but anything special about work that you saw or wanted to kind of comment about?
Not really. It's
Yeah,
just
you worked Friday and Saturday, didn't you?
And Sunday.
Oh, I'm sorry, Saturday and Sunday.
It's the weekend.
Yeah, you worked the weekend.
Yeah, it was Saturday and Sunday that I worked. Saturday was the 2 to 10.
Yeah, you're the
and
closer
then
guy.
Sunday
yeah.
was the 10 to 6.
Yeah, yeah.
What
So
shift do you prefer?
Ooh. Probably for like the weekends, I'd prefer probably like the mid shift, probably like 10 to 6. Because most of the times closing is a little on the rough side.
Yeah, 10 to 6 are pretty good shifts because you don't have to wake up super early and you still have a little bit of an evening. Yeah. But I'll just kind of throw it out there to Maya and Shanna because they both did the same thing this weekend. What did you guys do this weekend?
Go ahead.
We did the breast cancer awareness walk Saturday morning, and that was really fun but tiring.
Yeah.
Who
Did commercial funding sponsor that or were they just a sponsor?
So it is obviously nationwide,
Yeah.
raising money for breast cancer awareness. Commercial funding got together a team and donated money
Okay.
to the cause.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
So it wasn't a commercial funding sponsored event.
No,
They were just a part of the event.
correct. And donating
Okay.
money, correct.
How much do you know how much they donated?
I do not. I know last week, obviously before all the money was tallied, it was around $350, but
$350?
yeah.
That's pretty cheap for a big company.
But I don't know what the final.
If anybody from commercial funding is listening, you need to pull out your pocketbooks, guys. Come on now.
So I don't know what the.
And I'm talking to a specific somebody whose name ends with on. Ron.
So yeah. So I don't know what the final.
Final tally was. Okay,
Correct.
fair enough.
Correct.
But commercial funding donated some money.
Correct.
It's always good. Any type of cancer research, in this instance, breast cancer research. Man, cancer, it's awful. I hate it. I lost my grandpa to cancer, and he in fact, if you listen to the previous episode, we talked about him. He was a great man, great human being, and I lost him when I was super young. So, anytime we can try to beat cancer, I'm down for that cause. So if you know any chances to donate to cancer research, please do so because it's someone in some form of fashion has been touched by cancer.
get checked.
And get checked. And going back to what you said, listen to your body. Okay. And sometimes just get checked because you don't even feel it or know something's wrong with your body. So, yeah. And then
So I learned that 7 weeks post-op, I felt really hopeful. Again, you have these unrealistic expectations. I thought that I was going to walk 3 miles, and I felt good. I was like, I can do it. I'm stronger than I think. And
You are stronger than you think.
about a
but then
half
also-
mile in, I knew I wasn't going to finish, and I had this fear because we're walking on a busy road. If you're familiar with the Salt Lake area, we're on 7th East.
You're at
and we
Liberty
were-
Park.
Yeah, and we were going down to 17th South, and I had this fear of I'm going to get stuck somewhere and not going to be able to finish, and Maya's going to have to finish the race, go get her car, come back and rescue me. So I just decided to turn right down a residential street and cut off a whole big old 2-mile.
Yeah, whatever.
So I finished, and Maya was my biggest cheerleader, and we finished with 1.5 miles. I completed 1.5 miles.
There you go.
And the greatest is there was a woman that did the voice of Mickey Mouse at the end, and she was telling me that I was amazing.
Yeah,
and I
'cause
was
you
just
are.
I just like sat there and just like wanted to listen to her talk.
Now, if you can't be convinced by the voice of Mickey Mouse that you're amazing, then we've got some issues.
Exactly. So
Maybe
there,
Mickey Mouse should narrate your life.
100%.
You kidding me?
100%.
There you go. I would rather have Morgan Freeman or Sam Elliott, but that's just me. So, and then we went and did something new for the first time. Jamin unfortunately couldn't join us because he was working, and he's under 21. We went to this place in West Jordan called Pins and Ales. It's a little local bar attached to a bowling alley, and we watched the Eagles game
Go Birds!
With some other Eagles fans. Actually, some rowdy old lady Eagle fans, in fact.
Yeah, pretty rowdy.
They were cussing up a storm and yelling at people. Well, not people, but they're
It was
yelling
my
at
place.
people, but they were friends. That friendly bantering all over the place. And I was like, damn, I feel like I'm back at the Phillies game. Or not Phillies game, the Eagles game in Philly. So, yeah, the Eagles did win, but it was
close.
It was ugly.
Whatever.
It was way
Besides
closer
that
than it
blocked
should be.
kick, I think we did good.
We did. That's the crazy thing is
We
they
should've won
played
by more.
really well, but we only won by 6 points against arguably the worst team in the league. So I'm not an advocate for someone losing their job, but Sirianni's got to go. So, yeah. The fact that you're yelling and getting into an argument
Against
with
the
the fans
Browns.
and against your own personal fans,
Yeah.
you got to go. Sorry. But again, I'm not advocating for people to lose their job, but this one I am. It's like he needs to go. The Eagles are too important for you to stick around and ruin them.
100%.
Yeah, agreed. But all right, so now we're going to move on and hear a word from our sponsor.
Ninjas in the house.
You check it, Dojo Vibes, got something to share. Tramotion merch shop, got that ninja flair. Shirts and hoodies, slick like Bruce Lee. Karate thread sharp like a kick to the knee. Custom names and colors like a lightsaber's glow. You're the Jedi, watch how your style gon' flow. Scan that code, jump in, it's time to score. With gear so fresh, you'll be wanting more. Tramotion merch where the fit's on point. Dressing up clean like $1 billion joint. Tramotion, safe stacks like Bruce. Get your swag right, man, no excuse. From the mat to the street, stepping like Jan. Gear so fly like your own stunt man. Personalize it like your own Stark Tech. Karate gear tight like a chop to the neck. You name your colors like a comic book villain. Step in the light while you're laid back chillin'. Scan the code, it's your time to rise. With your motion gear, you'll take the prize. Your motion merch where the fit's on point. Dressing up clean like $1 billion joint. Promotion, 10 safe stacks like Bruce. Get your swag right, man, no excuse. Yeah, promotion's the wave, call it the new rave. Get your gear, step up, now time to behave. Scan that code, the deal's too sweet. Karate swag's here, time to bring the heat.
Thank you,
That's bad.
sponsor. Now, off to our infamous top 5 list. All right, top 5 list. Yep, and
Whoop, whoop,
yeah,
whoop,
whoop, whoop, whoop,
What
whoop,
we've been
whoop.
waiting for.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
So, pretty much the only way I could get these people to do a top 5 list is if it was based off of horror movie bad guys. They're like, I'm only doing bad guys.
So that's probably me. I feel like that's directed at me.
And Maya.
I'm
It's
team
probably-
villains.
It's probably two females.
I'm team villain. I like villains.
She likes bad guys, which I don't know why she married me, but who knows? I'm the opposite of a bad guy. All right.
Opposites attract
There
because
you
she's a
go.
bad guy.
All right, so we'll start with the youngest, Jamin.
Oh no.
What is your top 5 horror movie bad guys?
So
And it doesn't
for
have to be like number one
Number
is
one
this,
and all
number
that
2
stuff.
is this. In
Just-
in random order, no particular order. Who you got?
So, number one, I'd probably have to say would probably be Pennywise, and
Okay.
then second would probably be Leatherface. Third
Leatherface.
is Ghostface.
Okay,
Fourth is probably Slenderman.
So
Slender Man.
I gotta
okay.
ask. I gotta ask.
Is that
what,
because you're a Minecraft fan?
No, I was just gonna ask what horror movie. I've never.
It's
heard of.
called Slender Man.
Slender
It's,
Man.
Oh.
it's legit called
Okay.
Slenderman.
Okay.
And it's a tall,
Okay,
slender
okay.
guy.
It's a
Tall, creepy
It's
guy.
a tall,
Okay.
creepy guy that
Okay.
And
has.
didn't they have Slendermans in Minecraft, or were those creepers?
Those were creepers.
Okay.
And all that stuff. There was also, but you had to buy a mod pack for it
Okay.
to do all the scary creatures and all that stuff, like Slenderman, all the error mods and all
Okay.
that stuff that involved it. But
So that was 4. What's your 5th one?
I would probably have to say Chucky.
Chucky.
Chucky. Yes. There's a reason why I say.
Tell us
Chucky.
why you don't like Chucky.
Yeah, let's hear
Jamin.
it. I'm here for it. Let's hear it.
What is
So-
this story?
So my sister decided it'd be fun to play a lot of pranks on me when I was younger
What?
with Chucky.
No.
Not me.
Totally you. It was always you. So, anytime it was like Halloween, me and my sister would go trick or treating with one another when we were younger and all that stuff. But when we came home after trick or treating, and it got closer to the nighttime and all that stuff, and I was like, "Hey, if you don't give me all your candy that you have,
To be specific, not all the candy, just the Reese's.
but Reese's were the best ones sometimes,
True.
though.
Yeah.
And you were always taking them from me, and you're like, if you
Sue me.
don't give me them, I'm gonna put Chucky underneath your bed.
What?
Yeah, Chucky.
Sorry
underneath the
about that,
bed.
but I did get my Reese's.
Yes, you did.
Because you
But-
didn't want Chucky under your bed.
Because I was terrified of Chucky. Because she would also force me to watch the movies
As
constantly
a kid,
with
like
her.
a little
Doll.
like
I
baby
mean,
doll that kills people. Are you kidding me?
It is scary.
And I was like,
No, looking
I'll
back
still-
at it, that was pretty rough. I apologize.
Now looking, have you watched Chucky since as an adult?
no.
Yes, and it's like,
You're
okay,
like,
this isn't rough.
why was I scared of this? Dude,
Except for the new Chucky they came out with.
Oh, the new one's
It
rough.
haven't
came out in
seen
like
the
2019.
oh, with Mark
Detroit.
Hamill as the voice.
I have no idea.
Yeah, Mark. Do you know who Mark Hamill is?
No.
From?
That's Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, I was like, he's from
I was just
Star
going to
Wars.
say, is it Star Wars? 'Cause that
Didn't you
makes
ever
it-
watch The Big Bang Theory?
Yes.
Luke or Mark Hamill officiated Sheldon and Amy's wedding.
I do remember that.
Okay, fair enough.
All
I
right.
remember anything from
And
the Big
his
Bang.
his dog's name is what? Bark Hamill.
Yes.
Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
so continue on.
But good list.
Good list. So
She tortured
Jamin is tortured by Chucky because Maya threatened to hide him underneath his bed if she didn't get her candy from him.
Oh, don't forget. There's also the boy when she had a boy over too incidents.
I
So-
would say if he said who my crush was, I would also put Chucky under his bed. So
Yeah, because Jamin was known for
Jamin always told my deep dark
blurting out
secrets to my
things
crushes.
that probably shouldn't.
I know a couple
So-
of them already.
Which you are definitely. It is a blessing and a curse, Jamin. You will just, and honestly, it's not him. All of you,
All three of us.
just like you think of something and out the mouth it goes. There's no like thought process between thought.
And
Is this
mouth.
okay? Should I say it? Is it appropriate? And then mouth.
I do think I'm that way around my family.
Yes.
But
Now it's
other
like
people,
thought process.
I'm a little
mouth.
bit more hesitant.
All
Okay.
right.
So
let's-
sorry. Side note. Time out.
Oh.
Speaking of like no filter.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
I won't mention the name, but I was teaching a young man on Friday, and he's younger. He's in our juniors class. He's adorable. He's a good kid, and he meant nothing by this, but it was probably a question he shouldn't have asked somebody.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So this lady, random lady, walks into the dojo, which I get the most random people coming in here, not asking for karate, by the way.
Okay.
Okay. She asked
Well,
if
it looks
I
like
knew.
a cool building, so they're like, let's check it out.
She asked where the police station was. Okay.
I don't know, the big
It's-
building that says police on it.
It's basically behind the building and to the south.
I don't know,
okay.
the building that says police.
But she went to City Hall, and City Hall was locked. She's like, I went to the police station and the door was locked, and I was like, oh well. She's like, yeah, this building over here. I was like, oh, well, it's a building next to it. That's the police station. She goes, oh, okay. And then the young student, why do you need to go? What did you do to have to go to the police station? I was like, oh, don't ask that question. And I was like, hey, that's none of your business. Luckily, it wasn't anything bad. She goes, no, it's okay. Someone hit her car.
Oh, thank
And I
goodness.
was
That could have
like-
gone so badly.
that could have gone sideways.
Exactly. And that, when
I actually killed somebody.
when she left, I go, hey, dude, I know you didn't know this, so this is a good teaching opportunity. I go, you don't ask people that kind of question. If someone says I need to go to the police station, you just tell them where it is. Don't ask why they need to go.
Cute little kid, though.
All right. Side note over. Maya, who you got for your top 5?
I am going to go in order.
Okay.
Number 1, Michael Myers, always. Halloween
Myers.
is always my favorite.
Okay.
2 is Freddy Krueger.
All right.
3 is Chucky, for obvious reasons given by Jamin. Ghostface, which also I used to be chased around the house by my uncle in a Ghostface mask. So
Yep, Jaren would
he
terrorize you with
terrified me. And Pennywise is definitely up there as well. However,
She hates clowns.
the OG Pennywise is
The
a
Tim-
lot
Tim
scarier
Curry.
than the new Pennywise. The new one is too
From
alienated
chapter 2.
Gotcha.
and fake.
Yeah.
And then my honorable mention is Leatherface.
that. Okay. All right, Shannon, who you got?
Oh, if we're going youngest to oldest.
Oh, shoot,
but yeah,
Right,
oh,
we're
no,
good.
it's okay.
That's right. Shanna's an old lady. I'll go
Okay.
next.
No, it's all right. I think you want to do yours last.
Okay.
So I'm also going to go in order. My number 1 is Michael Myers. Just, I feel like he's iconic. He's scared me. Leatherface is number 2. Same thing. Always had nightmares. The next 2, 3, and 4 are ones that I don't know if I would count scary now,
Okay.
but they
When you
scared me as a kid.
kid.
Shout out to my parents making me watch horror movies, probably way too young.
Parents or grandparents?
Both. So
Okay,
here's
'cause-
an interesting side fact. Everybody in my family, grandparents, parents, aunts, uncles, cousins, my kids, my husband, everybody loves horror movies. I do not.
Yeah, we only get one horror movie with her a year.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we already used that
we already
coupon
used
this
it.
year.
Yeah, we used it to watch Halloween Ends.
Yes.
Yeah, Halloween Ends.
Yes.
It was lame.
It didn't.
Stupid.
Yeah. Agreed. But okay. So number 3 and 4, I've got Freddy Krueger and Pennywise.
Okay.
And then number 5, I have to go with Ghostface, just because I feel like Scream's iconic. You know that I've always same thing. I always will watch the Scream movies. So
All right. Okay, sir. I knew it. I knew I had one on my list. None of y'all had. I knew
Hannibal
it.
Lecter.
No.
Oh.
Even more
I
so
was thinking.
than that.
I was thinking. Did any of us name Jason?
He's on my list.
Okay.
Too, but
Because
He's towards the bottom for
I
me.
thought of Jason, but I was like, oh, others.
I was thinking Norman Bates.
Norman Bates.
Yeah, but I was like, oh,
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a really good one.
now I might want to remove somebody and put on
Here's
Norman
the thing.
Bates.
All of a sudden you do it, and then all of a sudden a flood of them come in afterwards, and you're like, dang it. This guy or that person or this thing. Like, you could have named Jaws, like, if you wanted to.
Not for me.
Because Jaws is a bad guy, even though it's a shark.
Shark.
But
All right.
okay, so no particular order. The one that I've got that I knew nobody would have, but he is the most iconic, scary movie bad guy ever because he's been around for literally 100 years. Is Dracula. Okay.
I mean, he is
No,
iconic.
He is iconic, yes.
He is
He doesn't
the
scare me,
face.
though.
Well, I didn't say scare me, but
Yeah.
like he is the face of horror movies. Like anytime you go to anywhere, there will be a Dracula there. I don't
No,
care.
I do agree.
Okay.
All right. What we
This
got?
one may be iffy.
Uh-oh, hot take.
But we'll see. I don't know. he is a bad guy. The monster from Jeepers Creepers.
Okay.
Okay.
He is a good one. I
He's
don't
a
know
good
his
one.
actual name, but
I don't think do they even
or is
say
it
his
Jeepers
name?
Creepers?
I think it's Jeepers Creepers.
I
I
think
feel like
it is
Jeepers
Jeepers
Creepers
Creepers.
also. But
But that's a good one.
Yeah. Then I got Jason. Then it's your standard ones: Jason, Leatherface, Michael Myers, with Pennywise as an honorable mention. So,
Okay.
What
But-
number is Michael?
well, I wrote him down as like just.
no
Oh,
particular
gotcha.
no
I was
order.
just making sure he wasn't at the bottom. That's all.
Well, he is technically on the bottom, but it's in no particular order.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Ooh.
Dracula is his number one. That's what we're.
Well, okay, so now like let's be honest, okay? So if I was, because I'm also thinking in terms of like, okay, if I was confronted by these people, like which ones would I not want to be confronted by?
Any of them?
Michael.
Exactly.
Any of
exactly.
them.
None of them. But Michael Myers is probably the least, and probably Jason the second, because they don't run
But
and they just kind of like saunter around.
I think Michael is scarier than Jason.
Really, I think.
100%.
Oh,
I think,
yes.
I think Jason's way scarier.
Oh, no.
I think Michael Myers is way scarier.
Well, technically, because
Here's my thought. Jason isn't the OG killer. So I don't think, has that, like, initial killer instinct. He got it from his mom. When Michael was straight up.
well, and
killer.
I look at it like this too. Jason only kills people that are doing things they probably shouldn't be doing.
So if you're,
He's like the
if you're
ultimate like
moral.
moral
He's like
compass.
he's like
Yeah.
a hero villain, basically.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
like as long as you're not drinking, doing drugs, or having sex, like you're pretty safe. Like he'll leave you alone. Michael, he just doesn't care.
He
Like
doesn't care
he'll
what
You know what
kill
I think would be a fun Halloween costume? A camp counselor and then Jason.
yeah,
I saw that online and I was like, that would be such a fun costume.
that is pretty
From
funny.
the
That is
Friday the 13th
And they're on
game.
Amazon.
There you go.
$12.
Well, let us know what your guys' favorite horror movie or villain, bad guys, whatever you want to call them, but your favorite horror movie villains. Let us know what if we missed any of them, or ones like Norman Bates, like, or Hannibal Lecter, people
Also,
like that.
Annabelle that I was really debating putting her on
Annabelle,
there.
exactly. So let us know what your guys' top 5 are, or if we missed one that you're in your top 5 that we didn't say, leave that in the comments down below. All right, moving on to the next section of our show. It's Ask a Sensei. But before we move on to our top 5, we have just been told something that we forgot to add. But Maya, tell us your story about
Your
the horror movie
Yes.
genre.
So last year in October, keep in mind, I am Ubering, I think home from somewhere, and the Uber driver said, "What's your favorite scary movie?" Immediately, I thought I was going to die.
Yeah, because
So I
And
told him
mind
to
you, you don't like Ubers.
I also hate Ubers. They
Ubering
scare me in the
alone.
first place.
Agreed.
Yes.
and we don't like. What else do we not like? Haunted houses.
Also, do not like haunted houses, but I love horror movies. But
'Cause
that's
what
a
did
different
you
topic.
find out about a haunted house today?
Hey, we gotta keep our
No, no, no.
stories
We've got
straight.
so many stories.
Yeah. What did
So
we find out
first
about a
thing
haunted
about the
house?
Uber, I told him to drop me off like 2 blocks away from my apartment because I said, "No way, Jose, is he gonna know where I live?" And then I told him that it was Scream, hypothetically, and he said, "Oh, that probably actually sounded really creepy. What I just asked you. I'm actually a cinema teacher at a high school."
Oh.
My panics immediately kind of went down, but still pretty
Yeah.
sketchy. Honestly, do not ask girls that in
So
the car
what's
in an
your
Uber.
favorite scary movie?
Yeah, so don't note to Uber drivers
Do not ask girls that question
in October.
or anybody, honestly.
Unless maybe it's like a dating question or something. But like
Even
definitely-
still, do
definitely
you-
second date.
Maybe
type.
like second date.
Not on
and
the first date. If you're on a first date, don't ask them their favorite scary movie. Okay, just a side note for guys. Now, also, why don't you like haunted houses?
Because you do not know who is behind that mask.
Okay,
Because there are times, and there's very many articles that there have been killers that have been killing in haunted houses, and people scream because they're dying, but people think they're screaming because they're scared. And so
And
my
you
mom
just-
makes fun of me and says that could never happen. I've sent her many articles.
yeah, I was gonna say you told us about one this morning.
Yep, this morning.
Yeah.
Well, kind of going back to this horror, I took my kids to haunted houses when they were probably too young also.
Oh Lord.
And there was a haunted corn maze. Mind
Corn
you.
bellies.
Corn
Corn
bellies.
bellies.
Corn
This
bellies.
This is
Haunted
not a
corn
legit. I
maze.
mean, these are like high school kids working in this corn maze.
Yeah.
Okay, so like not intense.
It's not a legit.
It's not
haunted
intense.
house.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I thought it would be okay. I'm carrying Jamin because he's scared.
I am petrified.
And Maya, we walk into a bus, and
We didn't
she
get to the bus.
jumped out of the bus, cleared all the steps, and ran through the corn, and just like I don't even.
Not through the maze, like
Well, what's
through the
horrible
corn.
is they were running after me, telling me that I was going the wrong way, but I thought they were chasing me. And so I ran even faster.
No, they're gonna get me.
So I'm glad that she had the wits about her, that she met Jamin and I at the exit, and yeah.
There you go. We've also got some other funny stories about people being scared, but we'll save those
For another time.
for the questions.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
it's all right. So now we can go back.
Now on
Ask
to
a sensei.
getting on to the. It's technically Ask a Sensei, but it's Ask a Family today. So, question number 1. We'll start with you two.
Uh-oh.
Okay. What was your favorite trip you were ever took with your family?
You're asking
We'll start with you, Jamin.
me first?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
What's your favorite trip that we've been on as a family?
If he can remember.
I was like, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
if
I was
we-
like, if I can
Jamie
remember
can't
it.
remember
Okay,
trips
so
very well.
I
Little
can't.
side note. We've
I
taken
can't.
We've taken Jamin on all these fancy Disney,
Extravaganzas.
this,
Cruises,
that,
countries.
and he's all like, "Hey, I would like to do this," and we're like, "We've done that," and he's all,
We have?
"What? We have?"
Yeah.
And we're like, "Oh,
I can't. I have
that
a...
was like $5,000 flushed down the drain."
Well, you also got to take in a note also that mom has the same thing I do. She has a bad memory too,
Got
but
some
mine's
short-term
worse.
sometimers.
All right. So what's your favorite family trip we've been on?
Philadelphia.
Oh, really? Is that
wow.
because it's the most recent?
And he
Where he
Or
remembers.
is that
remembers?
because you really had a lot of fun on that trip?
It's also because I had a lot of fun on that one.
Okay, what did you like about it? That's interesting. I wouldn't have picked that one.
I also would not have picked that. I was going for
probably going to the old prison.
Okay, so so when we went to Philadelphia, we went to the Eastern State Penitentiary. Okay.
The
So-
haunted prison.
Yeah, so it's claimed to I think it's haunted also, but some people don't think of stuff like that. But it's claimed to be the most haunted place / prison in North America or the U.S., right?
Yeah.
Fun fact, they also do haunted houses in October.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, I'm
Would you have
good.
gone to that one?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
I'm not down with haunted houses. Not because like I'll probably get scared, but my scared will be like lashed out in violence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I might punch somebody in the face. And
I
I
was
really
about to
don't,
Karate
say,
chop 'em.
I really
You
don't
almost-
want to
you
hit
almost did
somebody.
that
If I-
the one haunted house we went to.
We went to. Okay, I'll talk about that when it's.
But your favorite trip.
Yeah.
We're going favorite trip.
We get sidetracked.
Yeah.
We get sidetracked very like a lot.
Okay, so
Philly.
Philadelphia. So you like the Eastern State Penitentiary?
Yeah.
Did you like the history about it, the buildings,
the
all the above?
everything about it?
Cool. All right. I
Anything
learned.
that's old and all that stuff.
I learned a lot about
learned.
that from that tour. That was a very interesting tour. Okay, what else about the Philly trip did you like?
Probably the Eagles game,
The game?
the game, and
Because it's very interesting, because I had fun at the game too, and you're not a huge crowd person,
no,
but you're okay when it's in a like game setting,
game setting. Yeah,
if that makes sense.
That's a good question because, like, did you feel better because it didn't have a top? Because our previous football game had a top,
Sort of a top, but
sort of a top to
but
it.
like this one, there was no top. Like, did that
change
make
anything?
change how? Because like it didn't feel as claustrophobic, or not at all.
It didn't
There's
really
still
change. It didn't really change anything.
still a lot of people.
Because
It's still a lot of people and all that stuff because it's a game and all that. But yes, I do. It's like iffy though.
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
But did you like the game? Did you like the atmosphere? Just the energy? Because I'll tell you something.
The energy.
Like we've been to a couple of games before at other stadiums with the Eagles, and you can sense a little bit of the energy because the Eagles fans travel, so they're kind of everywhere. But I'm not telling you, there was something about being in that stadium and like,
The energy was
So hype.
oh my
wild.
gosh, like you could literally feel it. Like I'm not kidding, and everybody's like, you could feel the energy, and you're like, whatever.
No, you could
feel
feel
it.
it.
You could feel the energy.
Honestly,
could
we
feel-
woke up that day and I could feel the energy, and we
Yeah.
weren't even there yet.
No, and it's good when it's good, and it can turn fast too because Philadelphia fans are.
We'll let you know when you
brutal.
mess up.
Okay, because I remember being at that game.
For how many swearing you heard.
Oh,
at
everybody
it.
was cussing and all that stuff, but
The booze.
the booze,
The booze at our
The
own
booze.
team.
the Eagles got the ball and they went 3 and out, and they started booing right away, and I was like, oh damn,
We're
Like,
booing.
we're
This
booing
is-
right
We're
now.
booing the birds.
Holy cow! All right, that's how it is. And I was like, oh dang, that sucks. But all of a sudden they're like boo, and I was like, whoa, like really? Like we're booing them already? It's
We're
like
not even
it's the
5
first-
minutes in.
It's the first series of the game. Okay. All right. So you liked the game. Anything else that you liked?
Probably the tour.
The
bus tour?
the scenic tour.
Or the stadium tour.
Both of them. The scenic
tour.
tour and
Okay.
Okay.
the stadium
That's
tour.
interesting. So you're starting to like history a little bit, huh?
All right.
That do you know what that means?
No,
That means you're getting older.
I don't like that. I don't like that then.
Yeah. History is an older thing, an older people thing. Most
no.
most young kids don't like history.
All right.
Why? Because they don't care. It doesn't affect their immediate now. But young kids need to learn history because if they don't know history, what's the phrase? If you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good. I'm glad that you like history. Any other trips you want to talk about, or is that like the only one that kind of jumps out in your mind?
I mean, probably the one where we went, was it California or Florida? The other Phillies game.
This is California.
California.
So you like that trip? That was a fast weekend.
That
like
was.
an extended
That-
weekend.
Yeah.
That one felt quick.
It was quick.
But it was fun because it felt like a home game.
Like we left on Friday and came back Monday.
I think we did
Monday.
come on Monday, yeah.
Yeah, because
It was
we
like
went out for a
It was actually-
karate tournament.
It was this weekend because me and Maya were off on Monday. That's how the
Shout
game.
out to bank holidays.
That's
how
right. That's right.
because
right.
there was the karate tournament happened to be the Saturday. The game, the Eagles were in Cali,
In Cali
on
at the same
Sunday,
time.
On Sunday.
and we were off on Monday.
Yep,
So
all worked out.
that's how Maya convinced you and I to.
Go to the Eagles game.
Yeah,
Me and
'cause-
Jamin weren't even invited.
No,
no,
they weren't invited. We weren't gonna because the whole story behind going to Eagles game was a anniversary trip for Shanna and I. We used to go up to Park City every year, and then Park City became overcrowded because everybody was going to Park City at that time. So we're like, we got to do something different. So we
we'll-
decided to go to football games.
we'll go to one football game, and it started. Go to the West,
Yep.
like when they're in the West. So
So-
Arizona,
Then LA,
California were our two main ones. Vegas would also
That'd be
be a
another
main one. We've talked probably wouldn't maybe do Denver. We probably won't do a Seattle. We don't know.
Yeah,
I guess
Seattle
if they ever
sucks.
come, we'll do that. But yeah, the kids invited themselves.
All of a sudden they're like, we're coming, and we're like,
Oh,
You're welcome. Because the
Okay.
trip probably wouldn't have even happened if I didn't send all the itineraries.
it's
yes,
possibly
that is true.
That
Any
is true.
trips, any football trips, Maya is
I'll
our
have it booked in advance.
Maya's definitely the travel agent of the family. Be like, hey, look at this, look at this, look at this. Hey,
and also
here.
the best co-pilot, too.
Yeah, she's a good co-pilot. Okay, so you like the football trips.
Yeah.
All right.
That's interesting. Okay, I dig it. I like the football trips too. Maya, how about you?
Anything with the beach.
Anything with
So
the
I
beach?
have loved our cruise vacations.
Cruise vacations.
Specifically, I can't remember where we went. So
See?
this is
And you say,
awkward.
I can't remember.
But where
it-
me and Mark were gambling.
That was the
Jamaica?
It was the
That
first time I turned
Goodness.
21 and I
Grand
could gamble.
Cayman in Jamaica.
Yep.
That was
You guys
such
sat at that table for
We gotta talk about
hours.
that story.
Yeah. Okay. So this was the first cruise Maya could gamble on, because we went before she was 18, but then we didn't go again until after she was 18.
And mind you, this was 19 into 20.
yeah. So this
right
is,
before COVID.
yeah. So this is 2019 into
20.
2020. So
So we went over.
We went over New Year's.
Correct.
Okay. So Maya's like, I want to go gambling. Okay, sure, let's go gambling.
It's a trap.
So we decided to go play blackjack.
Conrad.
And mind you,
Okay.
we have a rule in when we go cruising. We don't care what you do.
Yeah.
You can do whatever, but we always
Meet-
meet up for dinner.
Yep. So that's the one thing. It's like if you want to sleep in the room, you can sleep in the room. If you want to go swimming, go swimming, if you want to go to show, like whatever it is that you want to do, you're free to do whatever you want on the ship.
But we get
But
together.
when it's dinner time, we get together for dinner time.
All right, so let's preface that.
So we go in the morning. Why? Because, well, I shouldn't say morning, but like
I think
late
we had
morning,
breakfast or
Yeah, I,
something and
I
then
think
went.
early afternoon because I was thinking like after lunch, like
Yeah,
noon 1.
11, noon, 1, sometime around there. And we're like, we'll play blackjack. So we go sit at a table. We play a couple of hands.
And I went to the adults only pool section, so I was like laying out.
No, you were with us for the first little bit.
Oh yes, I was.
Okay, so
And then
we
we
played a
started
couple
losing.
of hands. Then we left, and you sort of showed craps, and then played the machine blackjack.
Mm-hmm.
And then Maya's like, I don't like the machine blackjack. Let's go back to the tables. So we're like, all right, we'll go back to the tables. Now, granted, like when we play, it's like we have $100. That's what we start with, and that's it. Once it's gone, that's like your gambling for the day is over. Okay. And this is when the tables were $5 at $5.
Rest in peace.
$5 tables, which they need to bring those back because then more people will play,
Yep.
in my opinion. So we decided to start playing, and Shanna's like, you know what? I don't really want to play. Like, I'm gonna go sit by the pool. And that's when you left and went by the adults only pool.
And Jamin is swimming, and
He's doing whatever.
Yep.
Gathering up little girlfriends on the ship all over the place.
Why?
So,
Or in the arcade.
Yeah, doing the arcade. He's got his beats on, so he's cool. All the girls love that. So, and then so Maya and I just start playing, and we're playing, and we're playing. We're going up, we're going down. I think at one point, between the two of us, we went up like $800.
Yeah.
Like we were rolling.
Should have been the sign to walk away, but
Yeah,
keep
that
going.
should
But
have
hey,
been
we were
it.
having
Hey,
fun.
we were having fun.
Yeah, we were
That's
having
the whole
fun.
point.
And we're playing, and we're playing, and we're not thinking about anything except
Literally anything other than the hand in front of us.
then that we're playing, and we're having a good time. All this and that, like the people at the table, we were joking with everybody. It was a good time. Then all of a sudden,
Until Conrad.
then Shanna taps us on the back, and was like, where were you guys? And we're like, what are you talking about? We've been right here. She goes, yeah. Why didn't you guys come to dinner? And we're like, it's not dinner time yet. It's only like 2:00.
Keep in mind, there's no clock.
There's no clocks.
For mine and Mark's benefit, there's
Yeah,
no clocks.
There's no clocks. We had no
We're in
idea
the middle
what
of the
time
ocean.
It was.
We have no idea what time it is.
It was 8:00.
They had been sitting there for 8 hours.
We
8
sat there
hours.
for 8 hours and just played blackjack.
and we have to keep in mind, remember that concert that we wanted to attend?
Okay, so the night before, the cruise director Dion, the cruise director, which
I loved him.
he's the greatest cruise director we've ever had. He would do this music / trivia contest in the main bar on the main floor or in the lounge, where he would start singing us, or he would start playing the beat of a song, then he'd stop it and people would try to guess what it was. Well, the night before we decided to go there, and we won one. It was the song by Lord, and he started playing it, and I was like, oh, that's the Lord song. And then Jamin blurted out exactly what I said, and they heard him, and he won a little trophy.
Want a little medal?
Was it a medal?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a
and-
medal.
And we wanted to do it again.
We wanted to do it again because they were doing it again in a different genre. So we're like, all right, we'll meet up for that. And we missed that.
What's funny is we were hearing the music and we're like, where's this music coming
yeah, we're
from?
like, oh, look at there's that sounds like
and then
fun.
we're like, wait a second, that was that concert at 8:00 we wanted to attend.
Yeah. So
So, and they told us, so Jamin and I had not actually had dinner yet.
yeah.
So what had happened is me and Jamin had met up, and there's no Mark and Maya. So I told Jamin, and this was, again, kind of before cruise ships had Wi-Fi and, like, communication.
Yeah.
So you really couldn't, like, text people or have that communication.
Mm-hmm.
So me and Jamin, I said, let's go to the casino, because that was our last known location
that
for
we
you
know of
guys.
them.
So I sat Jamin on a little bench outside of the casino, and I walk in, and I
Now,
was
when she
like,
says sat, Jamin was like 15 or
Yeah,
16.
yeah.
Like he went and sat by
Yeah,
himself.
okay.
She didn't like place him there like a baby.
fair enough. Fair enough. So I go in, I get them, and they told us to go to dinner without him.
Yeah. We're like, go away.
Well, we were up, so
Yeah.
we're like, sorry. And keep in mind, whenever mom comes around, we always lose.
Yeah.
So that is also the
we
start.
we started losing a few hands before Shanna got there.
The
They can
dealer
sense
got
me.
21 and we're like, Shanna's here.
Yeah.
They can feel it. They can feel me.
So
anytime they're
then
gambling.
right after she left, they changed dealers to this guy. We will never
Conrad.
forget his name. His name is Conrad.
Poor Conrad.
No,
This
not
guy-
poor Conrad. Poor me and Mark.
Yeah, this guy.
He ran them
Destroyed
out of their
us.
money entirely.
Yes, it is like
It was like 6 21s in a row. It was, we
we got like a
pushed on-
20.
we pushed on 20s.
We would
and-
push on 20s. We would lose with 19 and 20s.
Oh, horrible
it
guy.
was like,
So needless to say, they did meet us for dinner in the buffet. They were just a tad bit late.
felt like I was fondled without my permission. It was awful.
horrible.
Yeah.
0 out of 10. Do
Yes.
not
Which
gamble with Conrad.
We should have been like after the second, like 21 in a row. We
We
should have
should've.
just
Bounce.
like,
But the issue is with
Picked up-
gambling.
It
you
is-
have so much fun.
yes.
You're paying for fun.
Yeah.
And it's like
Well,
you had your
except for
$100
Conrad.
you started with.
Yep.
It's not like you're.
Technically,
yeah,
we
'cause I still, I think, walked out with an extra 200.
yeah, you
I got
still
my
left.
perfume.
Yeah, you were able to buy your perfume.
That's all
And
I
the-
was gambling for.
And then we went the next day and you realize that it's not a good idea
Yep.
because then you're like, God, I lost that money and extra money.
I could have had way more.
Yeah, we could have had probably close to $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it was fun.
And now we
It
have
was
this story to
experience.
tell. It's fine.
Yep, it's good. I agree. That's a very that's a lot. That was a lot of fun. That's a very fun.
I have
memory
to
as
say
well.
I'm glad that trip. That was the fun trip because we did a lot of activities. We're normally not activities on cruise
We
ships.
just
don't
kinda
do
like
a
to
lot of
hang
shows.
around
We
and-
Yeah.
typically didn't do.
But we
No.
did a lot. That was also the trip that I stole a trophy from you
Yes.
playing categories
Okay, so
because I
You stole a
wrote
trophy?
lace.
I am very good at like I don't want to toot my own horn, but I am very good at categories.
He cheats.
He cheated.
Whatever.
He's a
I,
cheater.
I'm
kidding.
very good at categories. So we're like, hey, there's a category tournament. Let's go play.
Mark can win a trophy.
I can win a trophy. Like I guarantee I can beat all these old hags because there's a bunch of old ladies. Okay, so we're
Little did you
playing,
know.
and it was L, and then it was like
it was something that you saw
something that you saw
with the letter L.
with the letter L, and I'm like, everybody's gonna go lights or lamps or
chair.
lawn chairs, like those typical things. But then I saw somebody wearing,
No, it was in the gift shop,
yes, it was in the gift shop,
like
I
a
saw,
dress
I
or
saw
something.
something that had lace in it. So I was like, oh, lace. I will write that. I'm thinking, yeah, I've got this in the bag. Nobody's going to pick lace. Are you kidding me? And then we're going through it, and Shanna picks lace. And I'm
And
like,
mind you, we weren't next to
Yeah,
each
they
other.
didn't.
No.
They
It was
couldn't
like
have
I
cheated.
think you guys were in between us.
yeah, you had no idea.
So you were on one side, and I think Maya and
Mm-hmm.
Jamin were in between us. So it's not like I copied his paper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
I mean,
what are the odds?
maybe.
Oh, the
Just
truth
kidding.
comes out
And
Just
not
kidding.
only that, but then I lose by 1 point.
to an old lady.
To an old lady.
The old hag.
that
And
she
Mark did
cheated.
not get his trophy because of
I
Will
me.
didn't
Chair.
get my trophy.
Wheelchair.
It was disgusting.
Wasn't the word wheelchair or something?
No, it was the lace. 'cause
It was lace
Had
is
I
what I
not
lost
had I
on.
not done lace,
I would have been tied.
he would have
with
been
her,
tied for first.
and then I would have beat her in a whatever
I
show
think
off
there's
they had.
other ones.
So yeah, I lost because of lace. Thank you. I'm not bitter about it. That's okay.
8 years later, no one's
Years
bitter
later,
about
still
it.
talks about it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's
that
the year
was
we did.
that was a fun trip.
That was also the year. One of our stops was Stingray Island.
Oh, that was a fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, that was really fun.
Yep,
I forgot
so-
about that.
We got to there. It's this place in the Grand Cayman that's called Stingray Island. It's a
City.
natural sand
It's-
barge where it's in the middle of the ocean, but the water's only like 3 feet deep. Okay, so all these boats go and just set anchor and just hang out there. And through the years, stingrays have come up and they've fed them. So they go to that place all the time because they know there's food. So they basically have become wildly domesticated. So they're in the wild, so they're not in a
Cages. or-
cage or an aquarium or a tank. They're in the ocean and they're wild animals, but they're tame and they've learned to take food from you. And So we got to
You can hold them.
yeah, we held one. We got our picture with one. We let it feed from our hand. Which,
I do have to say for this though, they said kiss a stingray for 7 years of good luck, and then COVID happened. So
so we kissed a stingray, and we had
basically we're the reason COVID.
we had
is a
like
thing.
7 days of good luck. So, but no, if you've never fed a stingray, it's the oddest feeling in the world because you have food in the palm of your hand, and all of a sudden this flat mouth comes over your hand. And it's
Suction
like,
cup vacuum.
yeah, it's like it almost feels like your hand's going to get sucked up into its mouth, but it doesn't, so you're okay.
They were really cute though.
Yeah, so we got a lot of pictures and videos, and then we also did in the second stop was Jamaica, and we did what was called Dun River Falls, which I was not very fond of doing that at first. I'm glad we did it. I was like, dude, I don't want to do this. This is stupid.
Oh, he was livid at me.
I was like, why did we pick this stupid walk? Because we walked up
Because we had to walk in the waterfall.
Yeah, you walk in the waterfall, up the
On
waterfall.
rocks.
And what Mark didn't
And
know
this
is
was the
you're
worst
tethered.
part. This is the worst part of it.
Yeah, you're tethered
Now, once
to
I
people.
stopped doing this, it turned around and it was okay. You had to hold hands with the people around you, and this old lady, God bless her soul, this old Asian lady, kept slipping and pulling me off balance and about face planting it in a bunch of rocks at least 3 times
Like the only reason she made it up was because of you.
because of Jamin.
Jamin.
Oh, and Jamin.
Yes.
Yeah, Jamin helped her majority of the time.
She hugged Jamin at the very top.
I
She-
do remember that.
Yeah.
And even her husband thanked
Was like-
Jamin because
Yeah.
the husband bowed out at the very bottom.
Yeah. And you have to wear these water socks and you can't see where you're stepping.
Yeah, because you're in the
You
water.
slide off rocks, you bang your shins. And I was like, this is not fun at all.
And mind you, he is not quiet about it. He is
I was
raping
like-
the entire.
I was cussing. I was like, this is
I was
stupid.
like, this is where our family ends.
I was like, I'm about ready to drown somebody in this lake. So, but then halfway through, when it started to kind of mellow out, and I didn't have to hold on to the old lady, it was actually fun. It was a good time. They had natural water slides.
Like, it was fun, but it definitely took a lot
man.
of work to get to what we wanted to see.
Yeah, it was beautiful though. I mean,
It
you're
was.
literally in the
rain,
in the rainforest, in the jungle. So it was pretty cool. And I think I've told the story before, but you hear Jamaica and you're like, oh, tropical paradise. No, Jamaica's a third world shithole. It's poor. I did not realize how poor Jamaica was until we actually went into the city. And you're seeing starving dogs on the road, houses with no electricity, houses with no windows, and you're just like, holy crap.
It makes you thankful, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely puts things in perspective. Basic needs definitely being met here.
Well,
I
and
was like, just be proud for what you have here.
Yeah, and
because
I was
some
gonna say, too,
places
I
don't
feel-
have the same.
I feel like it's where you go in Jamaica.
Mhm. Yeah, if
'Cause,
you go to the resort,
Well, and that, no,
It's
I was just even
beautiful.
going to say cities, like Kingston.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in the cities, it's a city. It's like
Like
you're
Salt Lake, like when you're downtown, it's rougher than the suburbs.
correct, and then it's definitely more civilized in certain areas.
Especially by the cruise ships. Like, it's busy.
Yeah, and that's where they get all their money. So
and
definitely,
their currency ratio was outrageous.
yeah, you'd be a millionaire in Jamaica.
Yeah, $1 is 3,000.
Think we should
Whatevers.
move.
Oh wow.
Maybe to
Okay.
St. Thomas, not Jamaica.
$10 is like 30.
So
All right.
also another fun thing about that trip, that was also the infamous GoPro trip.
That
Oh,
was.
my
I knew
God.
it was a better trip.
So
Oh,
okay,
that was.
this
Shout out to the student that got Mark the GoPro.
that would be Nancy. Thank
Yep.
you, Nancy Gunderson.
Yep.
So
or
many
Nancy
memories.
Zook now. She's gotten married. Her last name is Zook. Nancy bought me one year, very, very nice, very special, bought me a GoPro. So I was like, oh, this is awesome. I'm gonna use it on vacation. I'm gonna put it in the water. I'm gonna do all this crazy fun stuff. Okay. Well, I was filming everything. I had it on a stick, and
Everything.
it was right by my
We're in a
face.
cab on our way.
Yep, it was right by
Filming.
my face the whole time. And we go to the Miami port to get on the ship, And it's like an airport terminal.
Yes.
Like we're walking around.
And
doing
mind you, 4,000 people trying to get on a cruise ship in
Going
like
through
2
security.
hours.
Yeah.
It's busy.
So like I'm looking all over the place. I'm having a good old time. Now Shanna's a document holder. She holds all the documents.
She means business.
She means business.
On trips.
So we're walking. She's
Got her manila folders.
Yep, she's got her manila folders. She's on a
And
mission.
this
and
is
she has
also
a-
prior to passports also. But
She's
prior to
on a mission
passports.
and she's got a purpose. Like
She's got her birth certificate.
we're getting on the ship. She starts yelling about me about putting that goddamn GoPro away. And I was like, okay, and I never put it away.
As he's recording, mom yelling
As
at
we're
him in
recording.
the terminal.
Yeah. And it turns out to be some of the best footage ever.
I
And-
absolutely.
To this
absolutely.
day, we almost. It's kind of
We should
tempting to
watch
still
it.
watch it. Like,
Yeah.
And
we
then
watched
that's
it
when
one
you
time.
guys started doing the day in the life or like keeping up with the
Keeping up with the Diaz's
Yeah,
slash
keeping-
Smith.
keeping up with the Diaz's / Smiths. Episode 1.
Oh boy!
And they
tho-
started
those are
doing
fun
that
ones.
after I got sick eating dinner.
And we're like,
that was
time
a
to make
different
an
trip. That was
episode.
not that trip.
That wasn't that trip?
No,
Oh.
no. That was our first Mexico trip is
Okay,
when that
never
came
mind.
out.
But yeah, they started doing that, and so it's been a ever fun
It was
thing.
because it was the sushi place.
Yeah,
Yep.
the sushi
The
got me
sushi.
sick.
So, all right. So that's Maya's. Your,
My favorite trip?
yeah. We're doing an honorable mention or
Yeah, honestly, I agree. That was a favorite trip of mine. So was the Philly. Like, it's really hard to narrow down, like, one specific trip. I'd probably have to say another really fun one was when we went to Disney over Christmas, Disney World over Christmas.
Yes.
it was on my bucket list was to spend Christmas Day in Disney.
Yeah, and we did spend Christmas Day in
Disney
Magic Kingdom.
Yep. Disney World.
That's
Yep.
Disney World's version of Disneyland. It got so busy, it reached capacity, and they would not let people in until people left.
And
At
that was at
11
like 11 a.m.
At
Yeah, it
11
got to
a.m..
capacity.
So luckily we got in, so we didn't have to wait outside very long. But when we left, there were
that-
people waiting to still get in at night.
So that was when I allowed, because we took a red eye. We left Christmas Eve, Salt Lake. We took a red eye, checked into the hotel, took a power nap for like 2 hours, and I let the kids have energy drinks. I used to not like them. I'm not naive enough to know they probably didn't drink them, but they were both still younger, and I let them both have energy drinks
Yep.
because
The Red
Time
Bull.
to go to Disney.
it's time to go to Disney, and we only got 2 hours,
Buck
3
up.
hours of sleep, and
They were literally vibrating.
and
By the time we got there, like,
but I was so excited though.
Yeah.
so yeah.
And then we surprised them with that trip too. Remember?
Yes.
Because they didn't know we were going until like 2 days before.
Yes, it was that trip.
Yeah.
Start packing.
That was a lot of fun. So not only going to Disney, but we also went to Universal.
Oh, and Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
And you guys remember that was when it was colder in Florida.
So
Yes,
that
and we had
that
to buy
trip,
sweaters.
that trip, we didn't bring any hoodies or jackets because we're
That
going
was
to
a
Florida.
rough.
We were going to Florida. It got colder in Florida than it did Salt Lake when
In
we were in
December.
Florida. In December. It dropped down to 32 degrees in Florida, and it was like 42 in Utah.
And
So
we all had to buy like $150 sweaters.
we all had to buy
and
these expensive ass hoodies from the theme parks, and we're just like
That's
And
where
if you
mom's
recall-
Slytherin hoodie came
And
from.
if you recall too, all the hoodies sold out.
Yep,
So
all
then
the hoodies
people
sold
started
out.
wearing guests, people that didn't live there were starting to wear bathrobes.
Yep, they would wear their hotel bathrobes,
Because it was cold.
and on the news, they were saying iguanas and lizards were falling out of trees because
Oh,
they
yeah.
would go into hibernation mode because
it was
how
way
cold.
too cold.
how cold they were, and they would urge people not to touch them because they weren't dead. They were just hibernating. So when they
The
would
fact that
warm
you
up,
have to tell people not to touch them is
yeah.
crazy to me.
So when
'cause
they would warm
absolutely
up,
not.
they would actually
Move on. And
they would hop back to it and come back to, and then they'd wander off. So that was a lot of fun. That was a really good trip. Yeah, the football trips. It's really kind of hard to narrow down one because we've done so many and we've done such a lot.
I feel like my favorite trip, and you can tell all the funny stories about me this trip. It's okay. I feel like one of my favorite trips is taking you on your first trip.
Yeah, one of the first trips we went on.
So I had to work in Orlando, and me and the kids went down before, and you were meeting us
Yeah.
in Orlando, and it was your first trip. And so we did that. We did Universal, because me and the kids had done Disney before you had got there, and we did Universal, and then we were boarding a cruise
Then
ship.
we went on a cruise. That was the first time we went to Hogwarts too.
That was.
That was
we
a
went
lot
to the
of fun.
Bahamas too.
Yeah. So not only was that fun because Maya and I are big Harry Potter fans. Shannon and Jamin, they could care less. But we make them do
we
it
support
anyways.
them, don't we, Jamin? Or they just give us lots of snacks, and
We
they
give them the butter beer and the chocolate frog.
And we
Yeah,
say,
and then they
sit
sit-
here,
and then we-
we'll
and
be
me and
back.
Mark leave.
yeah.
Yeah.
What are the 50-50 beans, jelly beans?
Yeah.
Bean
the-
boozled.
Bean
The
boozled.
Bean Boozled, the
So yeah,
That Jamin will
Birdie
never
bots
eat,
every
even though he
flavor
buys them
beans.
every single time we go.
yeah.
But refuses to eat them and makes me and Mom eat them.
So
No,
we had
I pick out the good ones.
yeah. Maya and I went and we had a blast at Harry Potter because we freaking love Harry Potter.
And
And
didn't you guys get wands?
that trip
Mark
we didn't get
did-
wands.
oh, it was the second
It was
time
the
we
second
went.
time
It
we
was the
went. We
second
went
one.
because we didn't get any because we're boarding a cruise ship and we didn't want to buy
Oh
stuff.
yes, because we're
'Cause we
like,
were
I
boarding
don't
a
think
cru-
it's a weapon.
Yeah, so
Yes.
we're like we're not
They
going to risk
confiscate
it.
everything.
So the
Like a
next time we
wooden
come, we're going to
sword.
buy wands. So, but yeah, that was a lot of fun, and then that opened my eyes to. We love Shanna.
it's okay. You can say it.
We do.
can say
We're
it.
just putting it out there. That opened my eyes to how some people really get emotional when they're hungry or hangry.
Hangry.
We
He
get
saw the
hangry.
definition of hangry.
I only
So-
get hangry when I'm at expensive places.
No, you only get hungry. Okay, so what Jamin was saying, Jamin never eats ever. We're at home, it's a bag of chips. That's dinner. Okay, so that's
That's
Jamin.
fine for me. Yeah.
We go to Disneyland, and all of a sudden, this kid turns
want a
into a
turkey leg.
bottomless pit. I want 4 meals and 8 corn dogs and a turkey leg, and
Where it's $100.
next thing you know, you spent $300 just in food on Jamin, and you're like, where the hell did this come from? That's Jamin.
That's
Okay, but Shanna, this was back when I used to try to go fast with everything.
Yes, like
Just
and
like,
see everything.
Move, 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 move,
as
move.
much
We
as
got to go,
we
go,
can.
go, 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 go. I have since slowed down since then. So I was pushing to do as much as we could because we had one day. We had one day at Universal,
we did
we did
both
we did the
parks.
Hopper Pass. So Universal Orlando has 2 parks, Adventureland and Universal Studios. We had to do both because
We had one day.
Hogwarts was in Adventureland and Diagon Alley was in Universal Studios. So we're like, we have to do both because we only have one day here.
Spoiler alert, we should have slowed down because look at this. We've gone back like 3 different times. So
Yeah,
we
so-
definitely have seen everything since.
If you have the time, spend one day in each park. You'll enjoy yourself a lot more, and
A lot more.
you'll have less fights. So I'm pushing to be like, hey, we still got this to do. We got to go here. We got to go there. Then all of a sudden, Shanna just starts crying, and I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? And she's just crying and crying and crying. And I was like, did I say something? Is everything okay? And I was like, okay, let's just go home. Like, this isn't worth it. Like, we'll come back again. We don't need to see all that stuff. Like, let's go home. She goes, no, I just need something to eat.
I just need a burger.
I'm
fries.
hungry and I need to sit down. And I was like, is that it? And she's like, yes. And I was like, okay, sit here.
And I know exactly.
And-
what
and-
restaurant it
but-
It was the burger place.
It was. And the funny part of this, I was so distraught that I could not even, kids, he kept saying, well, what do you want to eat?
Yeah, I was
But
like,
at
what do
that
you want?
point, it was too
She's
far
like,
gone.
I don't care. I don't know.
So Mark probably spent $300 in food because he bought all sorts of stuff.
I literally ordered one of everything on the menu. I was like, just give me one of everything and put like hurry, like
Hurry
fast.
now.
Like,
Our
I have-
family depends on
I
it.
have somebody that's literally going to explode. You need to hustle. So we sat down. She had chicken fingers or something. I don't even remember what
Probably
she had.
chicken fingers.
Probably.
It was probably chicken fingers.
30
and
minutes go
fries.
by and she's like, all right, let's go. And I was like, what the hell?
What ride do you want to do next? The
And I'm
Mummy or
like-
no? Or Transformers?
I'm still in shock of like, this was going to break up the family because she was about ready to kill somebody. And then all of a sudden she's chippery and ready to go. And I'm just like, oh, are you sure? Yeah, I'm fine. Why? And I was like, well, 20 minutes ago you were crying. Well, I'm good now. And I was like, okay, are you sure? Yeah, I'm fine. Like, all right. And then we went and we spent another 2 or 3 hours in the park. Yeah. So, fellas out there, make sure you keep your lady happy and full, and you'll be
good.
a lot less grief going into theme parks.
Especially theme parks. I feel like they take a lot of energy out of
They
you.
do. Well, they're
It's-
busy.
No matter
you
how
do-
fun they are, they
You got to
take
do a lot of
energy
walking.
out.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah, but
forget
we
about
like the
my
theme parks. They're
extravaganza
fun.
That happened to me on a roller coaster.
Yeah. Okay. So now, also speaking of Jamin, thank you. We talked about how certain things scare Jamin. Okay. Jamin loves the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World movies.
I can't.
I don't think that's what he was talking about.
Well, that's what
No,
I'm talking about.
it was-
This is a
there's-
perfect
That
story.
was one of them. I was talking about
So-
the Hulk ride also.
That's what I was.
He loves
I love
the
watching-
dinosaurs.
I love watching like. I
Okay.
could watch the whole entire Jurassic series, but
multiple
by myself,
times.
by
Multiple
myself,
times.
multiple times.
So he
also.
loves dinosaurs in the Jurassic series. He is scared out of his mind with the Jurassic Park ride.
Oh, I could not. I'm not going
Still
on
to
that
this
ride.
day.
Still to this day.
I think we could go
Heck
on it
no.
tomorrow,
And
he would sit.
still be scared
and
and,
he would
not
sit
want to
next
do
Sit
it.
by mom.
And yeah, and he would sit me on the edge, and he would sit next to me.
No,
Mm-hmm.
or I'll just not go on the ride.
Because
I'll
now
just
you're
sit
old
out.
enough to say no, and I don't care.
I'm like,
I remember
I'm
I
20
used to
now.
tease him and
I was
say,
like-
I'm going to put you on the edge of the boat. And he
Jamin
almost
would
had a
never
panic
sit
attack.
on the edge of the boat because that's where the dinosaurs would come.
and then once he got to like the
We
big
have-
drop,
we
the
have
big drop, the big
pictures
dinosaur. Oh,
Jamin ducking.
We have pictures
God.
of Jamin hiding while we're going down the big slide. Okay.
yeah, there is pictures of that.
Everybody
yes.
else has got their hands up and like screaming
Little,
and having
even little
tired.
kids, like in
Even
the
little
boat.
kids, and all of a sudden you have Jamin. One of them, he's just holding on to Shanna, and his face
Is-
looks like someone says, "I'm gonna." They pointed a gun at his face and was like, "Give me all your money." His face
It's
looked
pure terror.
terrified, absolutely terrified. That was also the ride I got yelled at for the GoPro.
It
Yes,
was.
you did. get
It was. It was
Yeah.
the ride.
They actually stopped the ride and told me to put it away.
Yes. Mom's like, told you.
She's like, "God damn it, Mark, put that away." I was like, "Okay."
No, the ride Jamin.
I was talking
is-
about was the Hulk smash
Yes.
ride.
So, Universal, we're doing the Hulk.
So we did it the first time we went to Universal.
I
Jamin
wasn't. No, I didn't go the
No,
first
no.
time.
Maya and I went,
It
Okay.
was those two the first time.
Okay.
and then Jamin wanted to go the second time.
Okay.
So we went the because he's like, "I'm big enough to do it." I've been on
Keep in
the
mind, we only have Lagoon in Utah.
yeah, I've been
And we've
on
not-
what was
we
it,
don't
the
have any-
Samurai or whatever.
We don't have any scary rides, but yeah.
We do have scary
Now
rides
we
at
do.
Lagoon.
But then
Just
we
so-
did not.
Yeah, the cannibal.
No, Twisted. Was it Twisted? What ride did he refer it to?
Wicked?
Wicked.
Wicked.
yes.
Wicked, yeah.
Because that's no Wicked.
That's no wicked. That,
Yeah, so
that's not
Jamin's
a
like,
wicked.
"Oh, I can do it. This is great." Now, granted, the Hulk ride isn't your traditional bring you up and then drop you and then you go. Okay, you strap in with the shoulder straps, and you get halfway up the up ramp thingy, and then you hear like, "Oh my gosh, it's a Hulk! Everybody run!" And it launches you
Rocket style.
out of the like tube area into the roller coaster, and it is nonstop until you are done.
I
There's no
passed
breaks.
And hold on. Didn't you have to sit on the edge because that was where the
That was
seat
the smallest
assigned-
seat.
That was
Yes.
the smallest
Yeah.
seat.
So, and mind you, he also still does not like sitting on the edges of
No.
anything. So because of his size and how small he was, he had to sit on the edge.
So, granted, the second we launched,
I'm gone.
Jamin basically white knuckled it and held his breath and passed out. So he's just flopping in the seat the whole ride.
We're like, how was
we
the
had
ride?
we had
Huh?
no idea because you can't see the people next to you.
Yeah.
Okay, and
I'm
I
gone.
think even the picture, and I don't know why we didn't get it, probably because Shanna wasn't on it. Jamin's head's like slumped over.
Should have purchased
and Maya's right next to him, and I'm next to Maya, and we're like got our hands out. We're like, "Yay!" We're smiling, and you can't even see Jamin's face. It's like you see the top of his head, and we're like, what were you doing? He goes, I don't know. And
I don't
then
even remember the ride.
he's white.
Yeah. And
We're
so
walking out.
they get to me because I didn't go on it. They
felt
get to me,
sick.
and he's as white as a ghost.
And she's like, are you okay?
And
He's like,
the first thing he said was, Mom, that is no wicked.
I don't feel very good.
And so we were trying, so we had to stop and
Get some
chips,
water
get
and
some
get some
water,
chips,
like
get
salt.
yeah,
Salt.
get some fluids back in him.
And I don't know, 10 minutes.
Then he was good.
He's
good
fine.
to
But he's
go,
like,
and
I'm never writing that
I'm not
ever
going back
again.
on that again.
And still to this day, he has not. He has
Nope.
not done it.
He has not.
Nope.
So
Nope. Until Lagoon gets a ride that's just like that.
yeah, but we love
I'll do it.
we used to love. We haven't been in a while, and I don't know if we'll ever go back just because we've done it so much. Theme parks. We used to do theme parks all the time. That was like our deal during Christmas time was theme parks. Disney World, Universal, Disneyland. Yeah,
And I'm gonna maybe do an unpopular opinion, but Universal in Florida way better than Cali.
Yeah, Universal
yeah.
in Cali sucks.
yeah.
Yeah.
Unless
The
it's the landlot tour.
Yes.
That's the
Yes.
only thing that they have going for them.
The backlot tour
Agreed.
is the best thing about Universal California.
Agreed.
Another funny story about California is Shanna's a big she was a big
Oh.
Walking Dead's fan.
Oh yes.
Walking Dead.
Yeah, big Walking Dead.
Yep. And we went
And I pulled the all I want for
I want to go on the Walking Dead ride. So we thought it was a ride.
yes.
We get up there and it's called a quote unquote walking attraction.
What does that mean, friends? Probably haunted house.
It's a haunted house.
Keep in mind,
haunted-
Maya hates haunted
and
houses.
I'm not a fan of haunted houses either. Okay.
That almost punched someone.
I almost punched a cast member. Because at first, then I started figuring out where they were. Because
and that's not good.
They'd have someone.
Security.
They'd have security
because obviously somebody probably has gotten hit.
Yeah.
Because
So
they had security.
They had
there.
security near every actor that would kind of try to scare you. So the first one I could see, and I was like, okay, I know where he's at. Okay, do your worst. Like, oh, scary. Okay, and then all of a sudden I saw the guy right next to him. And I was like, okay, I need to look out for that person because if that person's around, I know I need to start scanning, so they don't try to jump scare me. Because that's when that's when I'm accidentally gonna hit somebody. Don't jump scare me, because I will throw hands. Okay.
Note to self.
Note
not
to self.
scaring Mark this Halloween.
Agreed.
Okay.
No jump scares. Note to self.
So
I
I was able to catch
that's it.
all of them except one. I didn't catch one, and they were.
I think it's because we had a corner. It was a tight
it was
corner.
it was
Corner.
tight,
It
and
was a
I
tight
was
corner.
literally right next to them, and I didn't see him in time. And all of a sudden, this hand comes out to try to grab me, and I turn, and that hand went up, and then all of a sudden, the guy ran in, and I was like, "Shit, sorry, I'm not gonna hit him. I promise. I'll just keep walking." That's just my reaction. I apologize.
Reason 54 not to go to haunted houses.
Yes, exactly. So we did that. It was very cool. If you watch the show, very cool things because it
It's
shows
very
a lot,
realistic.
very
Yes.
realistic.
Yes.
I mean, it's
The houses,
Universal Studios for
the
God's
prison,
sakes.
Yes.
so
The
realistic.
makeup, the costumes, it was all top notch.
Agreed. Agreed.
So if you like the show, it's worth.
I don't even know if
going
it's
on.
still
They
there.
don't
'cause-
because they change out the houses every year.
Okay.
This year it's like Megan, Conjuring,
yeah, I was gonna
Insidious.
say I think
Yeah.
it's not there anymore.
Just if you go on any of those, just walk in the middle.
Look
Walk
for
in
the
middle.
security guards.
Look for the security guards. So.
Perfect.
Yeah, but we've been on a ton of fun vacations, and we'll continue to go on vacations. That's kind of our thing.
That's kind of what we do, is go on vacations.
Yeah, exactly.
We have taken a pause from cruising. I don't know when we'll.
Yeah,
Get
do you
back
want
to
to know why? Do you want to tell us why we don't take cruises anymore, Maya?
Well,
Who
I
knew
What?
that there would be hurricanes in?
In the Pacific.
first thing I have to say
Oh.
is I get really bad motion sickness.
What? And
And
loves
I
roller
love
coasters and
cruises, which is a
cruises.
horrible mixture.
Yeah.
So I always have to take Dramamine. Sometimes I've done Dramamine patches, bracelets,
Yeah,
you
the-
name
the
it, except for the
oils.
goggles. I
Yeah.
have tried it. And there was a hurricane weather, right?
There was a tropical storm of some sort
in the Pacific, which
In the
is
Pacific.
so rare, way
So,
rare.
This is a cruise we did the previous year, maybe a month apart. Smooth. It was choppy
Choppy
because
but smooth.
we're used to Atlantic Ocean type stuff,
and it's smooth.
and we were on the Pacific, so it was pretty smooth for the Pacific. This one, the last day, the
was
last sea
rough.
day, we were
Rough.
hitting 30-foot swells,
If
meaning the boat would go up 30 feet and then down 30 feet.
It was
Okay.
Horrible.
Like, you could time it, and if you jumped on the down, you would hit the ceiling.
Yeah,
Okay?
100%.
That's what would happen. Okay. So it made it very difficult to walk because if you tried walking on the down, it was literally like somebody was standing on your back. It would
100%.
push
You were
into the
weighted
ground.
down.
Yeah. And then when you're walking on the up, it almost puts you on your tippy toes.
And you'd run. You'd walk really fast.
You'd
Yep.
like hurry and get to your place of where
Yep.
you need to be.
And then if
Exactly.
But Maya
And on the
sadly
deck-
did not make it out of the room.
Maya,
So what happened is I always keep up with my Dramamine. That took me like 18 years to figure out, keep in mind. But I always would take it, like every 4 hours, something like that. And I would have a timer so that I could always keep up with it. Where I think we were at dinner or we were doing something
We were
that,
in Cabo.
yeah, we were doing something.
and I didn't have my Dramamine in my purse or is in
Mm-hmm.
the room. I don't know exactly what happened, but I missed my window of taking Dramamine.
Yeah.
And that was the night of,
And you even said that. You're like, oh, man, I should really take it. But like, I'll just take it when I get back to the room.
yeah.
And
But it
And
was
that,
way
like,
too far apart at
That
that
hour,
point.
only an hour. It was about an hour difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't even know exactly what happened, but I think we were just laying there, me and Jamin, because we had a room and you guys had your own room.
Yep.
And I remember just being like, Jamin, this is not going to be good. Because the issue was, once I took the Dramamine, I could not keep it down.
Mm-hmm.
So
She basically threw up for 16 hours
straight.
straight. It was rough.
And I really contemplated going to the hospital. And Mom
We
walked
did.
me down
You
we
did go to the
did
to the
we did go-
hospital.
And mind you, when we got to the hospital, they say that it's better the lower you get. That hospital area,
No.
the doors were like
Slamming
open.
open.
The,
Yeah.
The carts were rolling.
Yeah, it was rough down there.
Yeah.
And we sat there, and you know what they told us? They said $600 to give you a shot, but it's not even guaranteed
That it'll work.
that it'll work, and it won't last very long.
And that was I think it was $500 to be seen.
Yeah.
And then $600 for the shot. So like $1,200, give or take.
And so that is when we went up. Shout out to your friend Doc Chris.
Yep.
Because we had Wi-Fi, and I got her back up to the room, and we had you call Doc, and he told you not to spend the money. He said because you'll be lucky if it only lasts like 6 to 8 hours.
Yep.
And we were so close to getting into
Yeah, keep in mind, this was actually our last night of the trip.
Yeah.
So 8 a.m. we would have been docking.
Yeah.
So.
And so he said, he goes, I would not spend that kind of money for 6 to 8 hours. Like you'll be.
That's basically why we're not cruising. So
I have
it'll be-
PTSD.
It'll be a little hot. It'll be a hot minute, but
Maybe March, April.
yeah.
Is that
Tomorrow? I'm just kidding.
Oh,
All right,
not
let's
tomorrow.
move
I
on to
work.
question number 2.
You have reached the end of this part of our interview. You will be able to hear more on our next episode. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great day.